Welcome to the Moms Interrupted podcast.
Welcome to my postpartum hair regrowth.
Yes, we talked about how Natasha's hair looks really good.
And we talked about how
You need to think about postnatal vitamins, not just prenatal
but you don't need
vitamins.
anything specific.
Yeah.
Just like take something.
I just kept taking my prenatal I already had.
Yeah, or
but-
like a daily,
Yeah.
just something, because usually you're vitamin D deficient and iron deficient. But all the other things, like, great.
Yeah, I feel like we get so many questions about what prenatal to use. And I just think it's interesting because postpartum, I just felt more depleted than ever. And I really thought about that a lot and about how we lose hair and all these things happen. And I ended up taking my prenatal for like 2 years postpartum until I got pregnant again. So I was like, I don't have to go off of it because I need to take it again.
I feel like you just take it forever. I just don't feel like it's one of those things that well, I was saying I'm really bad at taking anything. And so like I probably take it like once every 5 days. But it's one of those things that like if you are at childbearing age, you should just plan to keep taking it forever. On the other side of the coin is like, I don't think it matters as much like what you actually take, as long as it's something that you can be consistent with.
Yeah. Kind of nice. I was still taking my prenatal postpartum because I knew I was going to try again.
Yeah.
I'm always sending Natasha things about this.
Sending and ranting.
It's been a lot in the news about folic acid versus folate, and one or the other must be in your prenatals because it helps prevent neural tube defects, and they fortify our food with it here in the United States because a lot of women, by the time they find out they're pregnant and start a prenatal, it's actually too far along to prevent the neural tube defects form very early on.
Yeah, and you want a store of it. So ideally you're taking it like at least 3 months before you conceive.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did feel good about the fact that I was already taking that. Just never know.
Someone told me, even if you're on birth control, especially if you're on birth control, because birth control stops the ability for you to absorb vitamins. And so typically when you get off birth control, you're vitamin deficient. So you should be taking a prenatal no matter what, because most people are deficient in vitamin D and iron, but you could be deficient in like selenium, you never know.
So omega-3 deficient, like a severe drop, which was interesting. So I was taking a lot of fish oil.
Oh, you don't eat
This
a lot
was
of fish?
postpartum when funny story. We talked about this a little bit in our last episode about how weaning can really impact your hormones. And I don't know if you remember this. I thought something was severely wrong with me. So I actually purchased Dr. Mark Hyman's Function Health expensive lab testing.
Right. I remember
and went in and got hundreds and hundreds of labs drawn because I thought I had some crazy disease. Because that is how insane I felt.
Yeah.
That is how crazy I felt.
Well, remember, I don't know if
that's when I found out I was omega-3 deficient,
Oh,
which was really random.
I mean, random, but also like great. Something good came out
postpartum,
of it. Yeah. So when I weaned Kane, I went to the doctor to do my yearly labs, and they were like, how's your health and like whatever, how are you feeling? And I was like, I just feel like something's wrong with me because I'm so tired. And then they were like, nope, you're the perfect bill of health. Actually, my cholesterol is really high, but I found out that it's very typical in pregnancy and postpartum. And after a certain amount of time postpartum, your cholesterol normals out, but it's normal. And it's actually something like protective in pregnancy that your cholesterol goes up. I don't know, obviously, the science behind it.
I always thought it was because I eat 7 million eggs a day.
I mean, it's possible. Meat girl. Taylor's like meat girl. Like she eats meat for every single meal. And I'm sure a lot of people do, but I don't. And so I call her a meat girl.
Yesterday it rained and was below 70 for the first time in San Diego in years. And I was like, I'm making beef stew.
I was like, good for you. Meanwhile, I made like a falafel salad for my family. My husband's like, where's the rest?
A falafel salad. Blech. I mean, if you add some lamb or something.
Oh, no. I was a vegetarian from like age 4 to 22. And so I'm just like not a meat girl.
I will say my vision of what meat intake should be has changed a lot.
Like you're increasing your meat?
No.
Oh, less.
No. I think meat is an important part of a diet, but I think the amount we consume as Americans is outrageous.
Yeah. There's a
it's
lot.
outrageous.
There's
you need like this much meat,
Right,
not
right.
like a whole steak or rotisserie chicken.
Totally.
Like it's gotten out of control.
Well, the carnivore diet, and it's interesting because these are fads. They go in cycles. Again, in the 80s, it was
Butter's bad. Now eat a whole stick of grass-fed butter.
right. It's keto, and it was Atkins that was like the carnivore diet. Now it's like
yeah.
the carnivore diet. I saw on the news that people are feeding their babies carnivore diets, and I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yes, like no carbs for their babies. And I was like, you guys, this is horrible.
I think people do both extremes because I know people start out their kids as vegetarians, which I also don't think is good. I think they just need a diverse, normal
everything
diet of
in
whole foods.
moderation. Yeah, exactly. Say that again.
Everything should just be in diverse, whole foods.
Yes.
Best quality you can find.
Right.
But go buy some cheap broccoli and steak and steam it and give it to your baby.
Right. Steam steak.
No, steam the broccoli.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Cook the steak.
I was like, is that a new thing I don't know about? Steaming steak?
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. And yeah, it's out of control how much meat we eat. But I am a meat girl.
You are a meat girl. Whatever floats your boat, but it ain't for me.
Yeah. Before we got cut off before and our audio did not work, I asked Natasha what was going on with your life and you had an exciting update.
Oh, I am 2 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight. My daughter's almost 13 months. With my first, I tried really hard to lose the weight, to get my body back, the bounce back. I tried really hard to do it all. I was on the Peloton. I was going to yoga, Pilates, doing all of these intense workouts, counting calories, trying to like really get it back.
Yeah.
And it took me the exact amount of time this time, and I did nothing. I'm lucky if I work out 1 day a week. For me, the only thing that moves the needle is time. And it's just so funny because the first time around, I feel like I was just grasping on to what was before, my body before, my life before, like holding on to any semblance of quote unquote normalcy. And the second time around, you're like, this is my life.
Yeah.
I am just going to dive right in. Jesus, take the wheel. Mm-hmm. Comparing the first and the second postpartum is just so funny because you just have perspective. And I'm like, why like torture myself by trying so hard when it's the exact same result?
Well, we have such a toxic culture right now about, we were just talking about this, about how body positivity is like out.
Body positivity is out. Heroin chic is back.
It's so...
Thanks to Ozempic.
It's so scary to see, but it's really difficult for any women right now to navigate that. But it's especially when you're in a tender moment like postpartum or pregnancy. You're trying so hard to nourish the baby and feel okay about yourself at the same time. It's definitely very discouraging because...
So the first thing that I wanted to say is that I was going to bring up Margot Robbie because I saw her recently and she looks to die for. And I was going to be so pissed at her because I was like, rude.
How many months postpartum is she?
Exactly. So I looked it up. Her baby was born in October of last year. So I was like, all right.
Okay. So it's been almost a year.
I was like, excuse you, Margot Robbie. I used to love you. And now you're promoting this unhealthy bounce back culture. But really, it's been almost a year. And let's give her some grace on that. She looks incredible.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, she has all of these resources and she's a movie star and that's her job, right? So I'm sure she's like trying really hard and whatever. And like, girl is looking good. Yeah. But also, I'm a normal person and I don't have all of those resources. And I have gotten close to my pre-pregnancy normal range. I don't look how I looked pre-kids because one, I've had 2 kids and 2, there's been 5 years since before I was pregnant and just the normal weight shift that happens over your 20s and 30s.
Right.
Your body looks different regardless of if you have kids or not.
I know. I feel like so many people talk about body differences after kids without thinking about too the fact that you are naturally aging. I really have always looked up to my mom because she has always instilled in me that aging is such a cool thing. And she's never tried to hide her aging before. Yeah. I think just growing up with a mom who embraced her wrinkles and embraced that older means wiser.
Yeah.
And I've always thought that's so beautiful. And I do feel like it has instilled that in me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that I've thought about this a lot with postpartum and pregnancy, because a lot of time goes by during those phases. You're pregnant for almost 10 months. Postpartum is 2 years.
For sure.
So by the time you've gone from conception to postpartum and you've done breastfeeding, all this stuff, yes, those changes happen, but you've also grown older.
Right.
And
yeah, it's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
So your body's going to change regardless.
Yeah. And when you're in your 30s, I'm sorry, 3 years, like I don't look the same as I did when I was trying to get pregnant.
No.
You know,
God, my ass was like so perky.
I know. I had
big.
just gone
It was just
off my
bigger.
wedding. I was so fit.
That's the other thing. It's like you get all fit and hot and skinny for your wedding. I was like, this is going to be the best shape I'm in. And then I got pregnant. And then I'm like, why don't I look like that anymore?
100%.
Duh.
I was so strong and fit and like looking my
and
best.
like tight. But that was my entire like purpose for like 6 months before my wedding. Do I try even like 10% of that now? No. So like, why would I expect to look like that again? It's just different.
It is different. And
so the other thing is like, I feel like in pregnancy, it's actually really nice because you learn to work out to feel good, not to look a certain way.
Yes, that's where I'm at right now.
That was a huge like mental blessing for me because I was always like chasing a size or a number or a certain like way to look, you know? And then in pregnancy, I was like, I just want to have some endorphins and I need this for my mental health. And that
Space away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that I have carried with me. And that changes my body because now I'm not doing these intense workouts anymore. I'm doing workouts that I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of things have changed
Yeah.
since before I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So how could I ever expect my body to look the same? And you know what? I have no interest in doing those workouts ever again. Like ever again.
Yeah. I'm 16 weeks now. And I'm at that point where I am actually going to work out like 1 to 2 times maybe a week.
We went to a workout class together last week. And then the next day you went to another one. And I was like, I'm so sore. How are you going back?
I think you know how much it beat me down not going for the whole first trimester. And I'm just so ready to like feel a little bit better. Yeah. I'm also going to Canada on a hiking trip for my birthday, and I am not in shape for that elevation of hiking. Oh. And my friends are very, very fit, don't have kids, and are coming with me. And I'm like, I don't want to be the one huffing and puffing at the back, fainting. Well, so I'm going to try. Because I fainted a lot during my first pregnancy.
Oh my God, I'm like worried about you now.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get, a little stronger. I have 2 weeks.
Oh my God, what's the elevation?
It's going to be at Banff National Park.
Oh my God, this sounds like a bad idea.
I looked it up, and if I want, a lot of the sites are just, pull up in your car, do a short 1 mile hike.
Okay. So it's not, you're not
my
doing
friends are just going to have to meet me at my level.
Okay, so you're not doing like overnight.
No. We got an Airbnb in town. We're driving to the sites.
All right. I was like spiraling. I'm like, is there cell service?
But this trip was important to me because with 2 kids, it's going to get harder. All of these friends live on the East Coast, so I don't fly to see them a lot. And I'm just trying to tick a few things that fill my cup a little bit.
Yeah, you should
you
should totally take advantage because 2 kids.
And I remember I told you my first pregnancy I didn't fly because I had extreme anxiety about flying, and I told myself I was going to do different this time. Everyone flies while pregnant. I just had this unrealistic fear of it. And so here I go. I have
exposure therapy.
It is exposure therapy.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
Are you anxious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to be fine.
But I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I like something you always say, which is practice makes comfortable.
Yeah.
Practice makes comfortable. Like, we were talking about that with breastfeeding in public. It's never going to be perfect, but practice does make you more comfortable.
Totally.
And sorry to go all the way back. By the way, if you haven't realized this yet, today we're talking about everything. And I meant to say that at the beginning of the episode. Obviously, our brains are total scrambled eggs. It didn't help that we recorded this for like 20 minutes and then it cut out and we were like, here we go again. Like, thank God I have coffee.
Where are we in space? What are we talking about? What have we already talked about? What got recorded? We don't know. So here we are.
So we sat down to think about what we were going to talk about in today's episode. And we had so much to talk about and discuss about things that have happened in the news, in our personal life. So we wanted to just kind of hit 5 motherhood topics that we're thinking about right now.
Yeah.
And one was seeing the unrealistic expectations of body image. It made me think of Jen Affleck. Because seeing her on Dancing with the Stars at like 6 to 8 weeks postpartum, and all the nurses and pelvic floor therapists that were commenting on it were just like, no, please, no. I mean, she was dancing in the hospital a couple days postpartum. And
yeah, I mean,
to
like
each their own. We're not trying to shame that, but I do think when you're a public figure, it is your responsibility to make sure what you are posting is realistic, because other people could watch that and actually get hurt. I mean, it's pretty intense. Like, she had multiple babies too.
Right. She has resources available to her to make sure that she's quote unquote safe and being checked on. But like, other people would see that and be like, oh, I need to get to the gym. I need to do XYZ. And it's like, actually, that's not recommended.
No, nothing boils my blood more actually than those fitness influencers that post, this is my body at 9 weeks postpartum, and it's them like lifting weights and doing squats.
Oh my God. Can we talk about Kate Love? She is a model, and she a few months ago posted a video on Instagram, and she also posted on TikTok. I did this during my pregnancy so I could look like this postpartum, and she's 4 weeks postpartum and she literally looks like a supermodel. And I'm like, read the room, Kate. You're a supermodel. Good for you, but also give me a break. Like, that is so rude.
Yeah.
With the Jen thing, doing Dancing with the Stars. By the way, Jen Affleck is from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
And I love her.
No, she's great. And I'm happy for her because I know that she really wanted it. And that's probably why she's doing it, because she's like, this is my chance. And I totally get that, right? You got to do things when they're presented to you and you don't want to miss out. Sure. But also, like, is your pelvic floor okay? Yeah. Is your body okay? Are you okay?
Yeah. It's scary to watch. It made me like,
yeah. Like, I was still in a diaper.
I remember going on a little bit too long of a walk at like 4 or 5 weeks. I bled a little.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know. What's the saying? My midwife always used to relay it to me. Is it like 5 days in the bed, 5 days out of the bed, 5 days in the house, and then 5 days walking?
I think you're right. I think
like
it was
3
like
or something.
5 days in the bed, 5 days near the bed, 5 days like close to the bed.
When you give birth, you have a dinner plate size wound from where your placenta was, and your uterus is still shrinking back to this side. I was in a workout class the other day doing a bridge pose, and I could feel my uterus because it's starting to move up already, because second pregnancy it moves up quicker and stretches quicker because it's used to that. Now baby's like over the size of an avocado, so I could literally feel it because of the way I was pushing up, and I was like, oh my God, it's like a hard mass. It's there. It was crazy.
Dude, second pregnancy, I swear I peed on the stick and immediately didn't fit my pants.
That's where I'm at. I mean, someone tell me what I'm supposed to wear.
We showed up this morning and Taylor was like, I need sweaters. And I was like,
she bought me 2 sweaters.
I just bought her 2 sweaters. I was like, done. I had 2 in my car. I was waiting to pull the trigger. I was like, we both need sweaters. Let's just make this happen right now. So sweaters are coming. Also, stretchy pants.
I'm in the market for like stretchy drawstring pants I can wear under my bump that don't make me have a huge crotch. So let me know.
The long crotch thing was a problem for me because I'm
so
sorry,
annoying.
My thighs are rubbing together like above where the crotch is. And the reason why I want to wear pants is because I don't want my thighs rubbing together. This is where low rise comes in though. And low rise is
maybe we
back.
need to start a company.
Okay. Done.
Because it's just, it's not happening right now in fashion world.
No.
something needs to happen.
I don't understand why no one is figuring it out, because
no one's figuring it out.
We're not the only ones that feel this way. Let's have some like maternity fashion that is actually comfortable.
Honestly, just like motherhood fashion. I want pants I can wear my whole life and not pivot.
I agree. I actually have some. They're sort of hideous, but I wore them all of, I know. See, that's the problem though. I wore them all of pregnancy and all of postpartum, and they have them in 2 different sizes, and they're so comfortable.
Another subject we were going to talk about after chafing.
Moving on.
Was the mental load.
The mental load.
I was thinking about this week because a video was resurfacing of Meryl Streep saying the famous quote, "A father's work is from sun to sun, and a mother's work is never done." It's so true.
My mom has been telling me that since I was a little kid. My mom really set me up to never be disappointed by telling me all these things, like fairy tales aren't real and a man isn't gonna like make your dreams come true. And she was like, you are the person in control of your life. Don't think that anybody else is gonna make it for you. You are in charge. And that, I think, set me up for success, just like mentally preparing for the real world. Because I think specifically women are told, Cinderella, you're Prince Charming, like happily ever after, it's a fairy tale. And it's like, okay, what?
I think that like, that is truly why too that the divorce rate is so high, because people go in being like, I mean, I just saw another video recently that was like, this is so true. People spend so much time planning their wedding or preparing for an engagement or all these things rather than choosing the right person who's like realistic and going to be a good partner.
It's like how people are treated in pregnancy and they prepare for birth, and it's like candles, and it's like, no, it's a gnarly experience. And then you have postpartum, and if you don't have the right partner, then you're like, what am I doing? What did I do? You should have high standards, but you shouldn't expect that this man is going to come in and make all your dreams come true. I'm not saying there's not romance and something beautiful and having an incredible partner. Like, all of those things are real, and finding your person. But like Prince Charming, some one person being your everything. Like, I have my husband who is my partner and who is my family, but my girlfriends are like my life.
Yeah.
And totally. my mom and my family and like all of these people. It's not just putting all of your focus and your eggs in like just saying everything is about this like one person. I'm not saying that like marriage isn't amazing and fabulous and all of the things that like you want it to be. I'm just saying like, whoa, what's up with all the pressure?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like,
I agree. What I think about a lot is this quote that I saw that I feel like describes the mental load so well. And it's, if we are empowering women to be in the workforce, but we're not empowering men to pick up the slack on domestic work, on things like homework, on random tasks like packing lunches, then we're not empowering women, we're exploiting them. And I think that is so true.
I just got the chills.
And it stuck with me. And I have been repeating it to everyone like a parrot. Because
you've said it to me before, and like it literally, like I was like, oh, like twist the knife.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, my son only goes to a couple days of preschool a week because for the most part, I'm a full-time mom. I was thinking this morning, my husband didn't even know that we had like a homework assignment that had to be in today. Right. And I spent time cutting out photos with my son and writing his favorite color and animal and all this stuff. And like, I don't even think he knows that we did that, turned it in, had a deadline. And I know that part of that's on me because I think my husband would step up to the plate if I asked him. But it's funny because I feel like I've been like conditioned to think that's a mom's job and my job.
It's also like the mental load of like getting them in the loop, because they just assigning them and keeping them up to date on all of these things is another job. And so sometimes it's just easier to be like, I got it.
I know.
Right? Instead of delegating.
My dad ever did homework with me.
millennial dads are spending like 30% more time with their kids than any generation previously. I don't think like dads were really like dadding before.
No.
Like dads were like there.
My dad would come home from work and work out, and my mom would help all three of us sisters with homework.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure he helped sometimes, but like that's what stuck in my brain.
Totally. So my parents, actually, my mom was a news reporter, and so she worked nights, like 2 to 11. And so that forced a different dynamic. Like she would get us ready for school and take us to school, but my dad would pick us up, do dinner, do homework. So it's just interesting, like how everybody's setup is different. But what I will say about the mental load is
like my husband doesn't know what diaper my son uses, like how I order it, from where.
Oh, what I was going to say though is that, and like, don't tell my husband, but with the second kid, I feel like I've been sort of doing a social experiment in the household to just be like, I just can't like do all of this. Yeah. And like I started like giving less about
household stuff,
a lot of things, because I'm just like, I feel like I'm juggling all these glass balls, right? Something's got to give. It's like everybody needs me all of the time, including my husband, and like I need time. I just am like, okay, well, these things have to drop, and if you care about it, like you got to do it, because like, oh, you care about there not being dishes in the sink, then go ahead and do the dishes, because like to me that's the ball that's dropping right now. And so having a second kid has forced the issue of creating a little bit more balance in the household with the mental load, because I physically cannot do it all anymore. Yeah. The first kid, I was like, I've got this.
I do think it's so funny because the mom, this is a common narrative where the mom changes and adapts and does all these things and sacrifices first time around with the first kid. Mom's already been changed. Mom's already adapted. And then the second one comes and dad's got to pick up a lot of work.
So my son is in preschool, and a lot of kids in his class have younger siblings. And whenever I see the dads, I'm like, how's it going? You know, because we like chit chat and stuff at drop off and pick up when I do drop off and pick up. And every single dad is like, oh my God, the second kid is so hard. And I literally think it's because like exactly what you just said. The mom's life changes so much the first time around, and then the second time around, the mom cannot do it all. Yeah. So the dad's life really changes the second time. I'm like, welcome to the real world. So as you all know, weaning is not really happening at my house. But I was just thinking about, because I weaned my son like I think around like 10 or 11 months last time, and I had enough breast milk, and he took a bottle to make it to a year, blah, blah, blah. I still don't have a period. And I've just been feeling a little ragey lately. And
I was looking at our episode notes, and I was like, okay, yeah, good point. And then there was just a line from Natasha that said, anyone else feeling a little ragey? I was like, oh my gosh, let it out.
I just wanted to poll the audience. Like, anybody else? I just feel like summer gets really chaotic, and I'm trying to do so many things. We're back to school. I feel like as a mom, the new year is when a new school year starts versus January 1. And it just feels like this like metamorphosis of a new year. Everything's changing, and I love this time of the year. It's so fun, but also like a lot of change. Yeah. And for whatever reason, I'm feeling ragey. So I'm feeling like maybe my period is coming. I'll keep you guys posted. I know you can't wait to hear all about it. I feel angry when my period comes. Like those are the feelings that come up for me. I know a lot of people get like teary or like other feelings, but like me, I feel mad.
Yeah. I've been pretty blessed in life
really
with period symptoms.
Oh yeah. Me too. I mean, I feel angry, but like could be worse.
Yeah. Like I don't get severe cramps.
Yeah,
I don't get severe symptoms. And I know so many friends that do. So I feel that's one thing I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, totally.
When I got my period back
after Kelly.
Yeah. So after my son was born, I want to say at around 8 months, I started having a more consistent babysitter come and use bottles. I went to the bathroom and I saw blood on my underwear, like a lot of blood coming out. And I screamed for my husband and said, Connor, And he came in. He was like, oh my God, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know. I think I have to go to urgent care. Can you try to get me an appointment? He was like, oh my God, yes. Are you okay? What hurts? I was like, it doesn't really hurt. I don't know. And then I was like, oh my God, it's my period. Because it had been 10 months of pregnancy, 8 months postpartum. That's 18 months of not having my period. And I thought I was dying.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is a lot of blood. I'm not okay.
Oh my God.
It was so scary for like 2 minutes. And then I was like, oh, that's so stupid.
I can't believe like you didn't realize.
I did not realize at all. What's a tampon? I haven't bought one in a long time.
So I had this weird thing like that I would call a phantom period happening like a few months before I got my period back the first time. Did you experience that? So I would get like cramps and PMS symptoms, but I would never bleed for like 2-ish months before. I wonder if other people have experienced that. I will say that when I got my period back the first time, I could not believe the like massacre. It was like a crime scene. I'd never bled like that before.
It's also just so shocking.
It is shocking. Because
shocking.
Again, it's been almost 2 years, or like not everybody. Like I know some people get it back like so early, which is like horrific. And I'm sorry for you, but like it's shocking when it comes back.
It depends too on when you wean and stuff.
But some people, even though they exclusively breastfeed, like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like what?
That's crazy.
I know someone who exclusively breastfeeding, as soon as she stopped bleeding postpartum, period. Like 6 or 7 weeks.
I'm so sorry because
nobody should have to go through that.
Was like a really positive part of postpartum.
Oh,
was not getting my period. Because I mean, God, can I just not get it for a few years? Like, give me a break. I just gave birth. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Body
like,
needs a break.
Can I just like not bleed anymore? I'm tired of bleeding.
I'm tired of it. It can change a lot too for breastfeeding because it can change the taste. It can change lots of
amount.
things.
Babies can get fussy as you're leading up to your period because your supply drops because of the hormones.
Yeah, hormones
it's like,
change.
give me a break.
I know. I was lucky I didn't have that happen. Another subject we wanted to talk about that I feel like women think in their head before while you're pregnant and about to give birth, oh, I should really check into my pelvic floor, but then no one actually does.
I've been thinking about going to pelvic floor therapy since I gave birth, and like,
me too. I've never done it.
I emailed someone, they never emailed me back. I was like, guess I'm not going.
Yeah. Can we bring pelvic floor therapists like IBCLCs to the house? Can we please do that? And I know it exists at some,
right?
But I would like it covered by my insurance and at home after birth.
The thing with pelvic floor therapy that like makes me not want to go is like they have to stick your fingers up there, and I just like don't like. It's like the transvaginal ultrasound. Like I just like, can I just like not?
I know, and after birth you're traumatized and stuff. I will say my midwife did a pelvic floor test on me.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah,
I
my
think
OB
it was
too.
6 weeks postpartum.
Yeah, 6 weeks at the check.
And it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But she was like, you need work. And did I do anything? No. Am I still peeing every time I sneeze? Yes.
Oh my God.
I had a wedding here in San Diego, brought my 4-month-old baby, and I was dancing on the dance floor and I got really excited and I was like, what just happened? Went to the bathroom. I had pee like coming down my legs just because I like laughed too hard. I was like, give me a break. I made it to the wedding. Like, come on.
That's like really impressive. So like 5 days after I had my first, I just remember being like, I'm getting in the shower. I'm like taking my first shower postpartum, which sounds really gross, but like if you've done it, like you get it.
I don't even know if I did it.
Normal people are like, you haven't showered in 5 days. Like, leave me alone. You don't know what it's like. So I'm thinking, so I like turn on the water and I'm like, okay, like my baby's asleep. I'm going to hop in the shower really quickly. It's going to be nice. And I'm like, first I need to pee. As I'm thinking like I need to pee, like entire bladder all over the floor. I had zero control over my bladder. And like, it obviously like got better, but like a year later I was jumping on a trampoline with my son and I was like, oh, I can't actually jump on a trampoline anymore because like I just peed myself on the trampoline. And like it hurt.
Go to a pelvic floor therapist.
Do as we say, not as we do.
In some of the classes I was teaching a couple months ago, a pelvic floor therapist comes and talks to all the women who have just given birth. And I'm sitting there like nodding my head being like, I'm 2 years postpartum and I have not done one of these things.
Right.
And just knowing the tips and tricks, like I wish there was a pelvic floor therapy class like within birth classes or like within, it's like
That's
people need to know.
Right.
Because there's simple things you can do on your own.
I
always thought, which a lot of women I think inaccurately think, that you're supposed to just do Kegels all the time.
Yeah.
But that's actually inaccurate.
And like, when am I sitting around doing Kegels?
Yeah. And also you don't know what level your pelvic floor is at. So you don't know if it's super tight or super loose. You don't know. So if you're doing a ton of Kegels, you're making it even tighter and that causes different types of issues.
Oh, interesting.
And you're supposed to be breathing and releasing your pelvic floor at the same time as doing a Kegel. And
I'm doing one right now.
I'm now going to just do this the rest of the episode. I'm doing one now too.
Everybody with us. 1, 2, 3.
Anyway, that's that.
No, it's good. Got to get checked out. I got to do it.
I got to do it too.
Never done it before, but I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it too. To wrap it up, we got a question.
And we're going to answer it. So the question that we got was, how are we supposed to educate our babies at home without screens?
First of all, it depends what age, I guess, you're talking about. But if we're talking about baby, before 1 year old, take them along for the ride with you on your chores, on your outings. Just show them your life, and that's educating them. Sing to them, read to them.
Right. The research shows that the number one thing that moves the needle on helping your kids with language and like development, the number one thing you can do by a landslide is read to them. And my cousin is in public education and she was a kindergarten teacher, and she was like, across the board, you can tell what kids are read to at home versus not in kindergarten. Not to say you need to like sit around and read to them all day.
Yeah.
But take them along with you. Read a few books throughout the day. Read a book before bed. That's the best thing that you can do for them. Otherwise, like, let them be.
Yeah.
And let them like explore. Like,
there's way too many educational toys, activities.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. I'm sorry. I will never be that mom, and I'm okay with it.
Try to get out of the social media like mind fuck that is, here's the 5 things you've got to do for your baby. Or
this goes the same for entertaining too, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, not just like how do you educate your kid, like how do you entertain them. You don't need to put on a Broadway show.
You don't need to entertain them. You need to like go about your normal life, and then they are there. Yeah. So I really like the book Hunt, Gather, Parent.
Me too.
You do?
Yeah. My sister gave it to me and I love it.
It's so good. And it basically talks about like ignoring your kid and letting them explore their surroundings without you interrupting them and talking to them all the time. So I really think that that's a good one. You can listen to it on audiobook. The other one that I like is called Achtung Baby. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's a German parenting book. Achtung, and that's from the German perspective, and like you think German like very authoritarian, but like things have changed since back in the day, and it's more about kind of the same thing, letting your kids explore their surroundings, like being less of a helicopter parent.
Less is more. Good for them not to be constantly hyper-stimulated and to understand boredom and how to be creative and figure out the world around them.
Right.
Like life is not as complicated as we make it.
And social media will have you think that you need to get developmental toys for them. And
don't even get me started. I'm sorry.
No, it's
but
out of control.
I'm not going to name the company, but everyone uses it. And it has developmental toys that are like $200 for each developmental stage. I'm like, you are preying on parents.
The thing that I want to like remind moms is that there is a reason why there's like billions of dollars of marketing targeted at women from the age of, I think it's 25 to 45, is because we are the number one consumers. So just remember that you're being targeted because we spend the most money, and all of these companies are businesses before anything else. So word to the wise, buy less stuff.
Yeah.
Because your baby doesn't need developmental anything. And
Yeah.
they learn from you talking to them and just coming along for the ride.
I have a funny story that
me.
Natasha knows about. I got some feedback from my babysitter. She was like, I think your son needs more toys.
Taylor had 0 toys.
My husband was like, he can play with grass and twigs.
Okay.
And so we've gotten hand-me-down toys from the neighborhood. He doesn't have no toys. He has toys
Now.
But I just want people to know that you can be creative without buying things.
Like, sure, buy stuff if you're like, oh, I like this, whatever, but don't feel like you have to, right? Like, Kelly probably could have used a few balls or something.
Right. I'm not depriving him, I promise.
There's 2 sides of the spectrum, and you just don't need to spend all of this money on special Montessori inspired toys. And really, all of that stuff just stresses me out because so much clutter and so much junk and so much waste.
I love the videos that are like first time parent and it shows all the toys that they buy, and then like second time parent and it's like a garlic press, like a wooden spoon, like a salt shaker.
Straight up, like when I'm in the kitchen, I have both kids in the kitchen with me. I put plastic bowls or like whatever wooden spoons on the ground. My son opens up the spice rack and starts building towers. Who knows what my daughter's doing in the pantry? Go ahead, have at it. My son's in the sink pretending to wash the dishes. They just want to be doing what you're doing. They want to be near. If you're bored, go do something that you want to do and bring them. That's my motto. Raise your first like it's your second. Or your third or your fourth. Like, if your baby's 3 months old and you're looking for things to do, go do something you want to do. You don't need to go to the zoo. You can if you want to, but like your 3-month-old doesn't give a fuck about going to the zoo.
Totally. They don't know what's
One
going on.
caveat I will say is I take my daughter to a baby music class, which I think is so fun.
I did that too. I loved it.
It's like once a week.
That's something I wanted to do because the moms were there and I wanted, it was community. And I think that song and music and dance is so important.
And it's so fun for them.
Yeah, that's different.
But that's older
than
babies too. That's
flashing cards in front of their face. Like, I just think that these toys do such a disservice to moms because one, I think that it's just a marketing ploy to get us to buy, but also I think it keeps us isolated.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
And it creates all this pressure. We got to do our flashcards. Like, nope, your baby's 4 weeks old.
No.
You're lucky if they could even see the flashcard.
Yeah.
On that note, we're wrapping it up. Stop buying shit you don't need and live your life.
Yeah.
Raise your first like it's your second. And
I love that.
Take them along.
Yeah. Thanks for listening,
Thanks for listening. Tune in next time.
Yeah, keep submitting your questions because they're really good and we love it.
And we'll answer them every episode. We're going to try to answer some questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Bye.